So I'm going to discuss item 8 of the SC for Ed legislative agenda, which is to modify the uniform school year start date. So what this is 13 years ago, after much debate at the State House, Governor Sanford signed into law House Bill 4429, which established a uniform start date across the state, in that each district could still create their own calendars, but none of them were allowed to have students come back to school any earlier than the third Monday in August. And the reason this took place is there was a strong lobbying effort coming out of the coast from the tourism industry who did not want our high school kids going back to school prior to that because they wanted access to cheap labor. And we understand tourism is very important to our state. We understand that business is very important to our state in general, but we also know that education is most important to our state, and we need to make sure that we're making decisions based on the needs of our students, not just the needs of the business industry. So what we need is for each and every school district to have the flexibility, to have the ability to create school calendars that meet the needs of their individual communities with their teachers, their parents, their students, so that we have local control of school calendars. What that would enable them to do, which is so challenging now because students can't come back until the third Monday of August, is to complete semester one prior to winter break. The problem with students extending the semester beyond the winter break is threefold. One is when students are preparing to take really important end of semester exams, they now have a 2-week gap of instruction, a 2 weeks gap from school, where they then come back and take these exams. Another issue with it is the fact that high school teachers who have a great deal of work closing out one semester and then beginning another one now have less than 24 hours to accomplish that, which is unrealistic. But if we could finish at the break or prior to the break, that would give them more time to prepare for that second semester and close the first one out. And then the third thing that it would allow is so that school districts would stop doing things to try to address the problem that's been caused by our legislature, such as shortening the first semester and extending the second semester. So some school districts have uneven semesters right now. They have a shorter first, a longer second, so they can still finish before winter break and achieve all those other things I just mentioned. But the problem with it is, in first semester, we still have a full semester's worth of content that now is being crammed into a shorter amount of classroom time, a shorter amount of classroom instruction, which obviously is very problematic as well. So looking at this change has the support of the South Carolina School Board Association. It has the support of a number of legislators who have filed bills over the last 10 years to try to change this, but with no success because they meet up against that lobby again from the tourism industry. And something that we found at SC for Ed in multiple discussions with legislators is a lot of legislators who want to keep the start date as it is don't even understand that we don't finish the first semester at the winter break or prior to the winter break. They just assume that's what was happening. So they either didn't know that or they were pretending not to know that, which is a possibility as well. But the troublesome aspect of this is we have people who are voting on important bills. We have people who are voting on important amendments. And they don't even have all the information they need to make informed decisions that meet the needs of education. And that's where we need you. So we need each of you, if you don't already know who your legislators are, to go to Google and Google Find My Legislator, find out who your House rep is, find out who your state senator is, contact them and let them know there's a very easy way that you can support public education in the state of South Carolina and not spend a single penny. And that's merely by giving local school districts the autonomy they need to establish school start dates that meet the needs of their communities.